guys, it's me, Haley. I know I haven't posted a video in a while. I'm sorry about that. I've been really busy. I've started back school. Um, but the reason I'm doing this is because right now I have free time. It's Friday, so I'm out of school. But I was thinking about watching the new episode of Arrow, episode 18 of season 4, and I was so looking forward to watching it because I was reading things on Twitter. Um, I was watching things that I saw the trailer for this episode, and um, this was gonna be the episode that told you who was in the grave at the beginning of this season. I don't know how many of you watch it, but um see, I've been watching spoilers because I'm a spoiler type of person. I like knowing what's gonna happen. That way, I have something to look forward to, I guess. Um, but I was not expecting what I got. Um, I was at the beginning of the season, which is actually the last video I posted. I know it's been forever, but the last video that I posted, I was like, these are the reasons why I do not think Felicity is the one in the grave because she. I talk really fast, so when I'm talking about my TV shows, that's why I lose my breath. But she. There was so many reasons why she couldn't be the one in the grave, and somehow I have intuitive about these things. I know what's gonna happen. I did not expect this one though. I just knew it wasn't Felicity. But if you don't want this spoiler, you should turn this off now because I am going to tell you who is in the grave if you haven't seen it yet. If you haven't seen it yet, then just turn it off now because I'm going to talk about it. And um, it was a huge surprise. I was watching some YouTube spoilers where there were some pictures that they had gotten from the set, and it was talking about how there was Laurel in the past, and then they had Detective Lance in the past and the present at two funerals, and and then also another picture that they had is they had a partial picture of the headstone. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. Um, they had a partial picture of the headstone from the present grave, and it was um, it was a partial piece of the last name of Samantha and William. William is Oliver's son, and Samantha is his mother. So they were like, okay, so we know it's gonna be Samantha or it's gonna be William. That's that's not who it was. It they had everybody expecting that's anybody who watched that video that I saw and got those spoilers that I saw, um, they thought that it was going to be Samantha or William. But my guess is the producers or whoever, they planted that way if anybody saw pictures or got pictures of the set, that they wouldn't get spoilers. And they did a good thing because anyone who saw those pictures thought, it's going to be Samantha or it's going to be William, which I would be fine with. It would suck for Oliver to lose his son. He's finally starting to have a relationship with him. Well, not really, because in the past episodes, he's decided to not be a part of William's life prior to him being the Green Arrow. But he's finally starting to feel something for his son. He's finally found out that he has a son, and he has those feelings as a dad. And it would suck if William died, but personally, I would be okay with it. He's not a main character. We don't have any emotional feelings with him, and nor do we with Samantha. But we've all thought there's so many possible people that it could be. It could be Diggle, it could be Felicity, which at the beginning of the season, well, not really at the beginning of the season, but like halfway through the season after she got shot, that's what the main focus was on. They even remind you at the beginning of that episode about what happened at the beginning of the season. They wanted you to think that it was Felicity. They want to keep you on the edge. They want to keep you watching. they're trying to keep you on the edge with it. They made you think it was Felicity, and then they showed Felicity in the limo, and I saw some things on YouTube. It was like, is Felicity a hallucination in the limo? And Felicity was not a hallucination. Um, she she wasn't a hallucination. Um, there were so many other possibilities it could be, though. It could be Felicity's mother. Obviously it has to be someone that Felicity was close with too. Obviously Oliver was really upset about it, and then Felicity was really upset about it too. I know I'm blabbing on, but I'll get to the point here in a minute about who it is. But um, it has to be someone that was close with Felicity and Oliver. So of course you think Felicity's mom, because obviously Oliver loves Felicity. So if it hurts her, it hurts him, and obviously Oliver has some sort of relationship with her mom. I don't know what exactly it is, but obviously they like each other. Um, and Oliver was going to be her son-in-law. He was going to be her mother-in-law, and or she was going to be his mother-in-law. And so she's definitely a possibility. It hasn't really showed anything to hint that it might be her. But then you also have to think about Diggle. From the very beginning, it's been Oliver, Felicity, and Diggle. They've always been together, so you have to think maybe it's Diggle. But it's not Diggle. And then obviously you have to think about Lance too. But then with the pictures, even though the grave, with the pictures you have to think there's one from the past where he has hair, and there's one from the present where he doesn't. So he's at the grave scene. And then Oliver may be thankful to him for all the things that he's been doing lately, but Oliver would not get that choked up about Detective Lance dying, or Captain Lance dying. And neither would Felicity. They're friends. They've gotten closer over the years with them being the vigilantes, and him finally supporting them because his daughter is in it, or whatever. But he's finally supporting them, and even though there's that sense of partnership or whatever, Oliver would not get that choked up about it, and Felicity wouldn't either. So I'm going to say it right now. The person in the grave was nowhere near who I expected. I never expected that this would be the person in the grave. Because this is someone who's been there from the beginning, and you just wouldn't expect it. The person in the grave is Laurel, and you can find this out because in the 18th episode, everybody pretty much figures it out that she's the one in the grave because she dies. Dark, obviously, at the grave scene they were talking about Dark, so you know that it's going to be him that kills someone. Someone that they all care about. And so what happens is Dark gets his powers back. I won't get into that really very much, but Dark gets his powers back, and Oliver tries to shoot an arrow at him. It doesn't work. It's when Dark is trying to escape from prison. So he stops his arrow, and he puts Oliver in he paralyzes Oliver, his whole body to where he can't move. And he takes the arrow, and he was talking to Laurel. He said, "Tell your father that I keep my promises," because he said at the beginning, a little while ago, he said, "I promised your father that what would happen if he betrayed me," and that's exactly what Lance did. He went to the stand where they were in the courtroom, and he told them everything that Dark had done, and he thought it would be okay because it would send Dark to jail and Laurel would be safe. But that's not the case, because he had all these inmates helping him escape, and he got his powers back by getting this totem or whatever it was. the idol. I don't know exactly what it was called, but he got his idol. Um, that's how he got his magic, or his magic back. I've never really looked at Arrow as a magic show, but yeah, he has his magic, and um, so gosh, this is confusing. Um, John's um Diggle, I don't, people call him different things. Most of the time, I call him Diggle, but John's brother, um, actually can't think of his name right now, but the other Diggle, um, he betrayed all of them. You know, they make you think he's gonna be good. He's gonna be a part of the team now because he was helping them. But he betrays them and helps Dark. He gives them the last piece that he needs for the idol, and he um Dark gets his magic back, and then he stabs Laurel with Oliver's arrow after he shoots it at him, and he couldn't hit him because Dark has his magic back. Um, so he was talking to Laurel. He was saying, "Tell your father I keep my word," and then he stabbed her. He just ran off, I guess, and Oliver was sitting there holding her, and he brought her into the hospital in their costumes, suits or whatever they like to call them. I don't know. I guess suits, but um, I guess now the community is okay with them because the doctor, she completely just brushed off the fact that they were in suits, the vigilante suits, like the vigilante suits, the Black Canary and the Arrow, or Green Arrow now. But I guess the community is okay with them now, or most of it is. Um, anyways, but you know, they make you think Laurel's gonna be fine because after everyone's at the hospital, they're standing in the hallway. Um, they're like, they're just standing there when they're worried, and Oliver's like, Laurel's in surgery, and then they have her rolling. She's conscious, and then the doctor says she's gonna be fine, and then they're all in there talking to her. They're like, we talking about how much they love her, and then it shows Oliver and Laurel talking about how Laurel said, "I know I'm not the love of your life, Oliver," and she said, "But I need you to know you've always been mine, the love of mine." And then about you need to promise me something. I don't know. My mind is foggy right now. Um, hallway. They're all like, "What happened?" I think there's something fishy about the death, but I don't know. I was not expecting Laurel to die, given the fact that she is a classic comic book character, and I love that sense of having a strong woman character. Um, the fact that she was a main comic book character, but on the Paley Fest panel, the producers and all of them, they were saying that they were going to do things differently from the comics. Obviously, they are. You could obviously tell that because um, Laurel wasn't as much involved as Black Canary as she was in the comics, and um, obviously in the comics, Oliver always ends up with the Black Canary. The Green Arrow always ends up with the Black Canary, and he proposes to her. There was nothing about him proposing to Felicity Smoke in the comics. I don't even know if Felicity Smoke was in the comics, but she is in the TV show, and he does propose to her in the TV show. So obviously they're doing things different. But I do I'm not gonna say that I'm happy about the fact that Laurel is dead, but there has to be some reason that they're doing it. They're gonna explain it. They're in the upcoming episodes. They're going to explain why. But that was a huge, unexpected drop in the episode. You know, you think it's gonna be Diggle or it's gonna be Lance, and then a little while ago you think it's gonna be Felicity, and then eventually you still think maybe it's gonna be Felicity because you know even though she didn't die when she got shot, you know there's always um the chance that she could die in the future, that even though the date didn't line up, there's still the chance that she could die in the future to where it does line up. But um, I'm a huge Olicity shipper, which is Oliver and Felicity, but obviously, you know, I may not like Laurel with Oliver, but I love Laurel's character. Um, I love her character. I don't want her to, I didn't want her to die, but I can't help but feel that they're gonna I don't know. There's gonna be a reason for them doing this. They have stated that it is official, that there isn't gonna be any Lazarus pit with her, that it's final. Um, but there is um from what I've heard, there is going to be an episode of The Flash where Laurel from World 2 is on The Flash. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, although I am going to miss our Laurel. You know, the Laurel that Oliver was in love with. Just our Laurel. Because, you know, she's not going to be the same Laurel that we know, obviously. People from World 2 are obviously different, but like I said, it was a huge just blow up. People think the ratings are going to drop, and I'm guessing they already have. There are a lot of fans of Laurel, and that she is um, a classic comic book character. They people that read the comics and are watching the show because of the comics, they are going to expect things from the comics, but they're not doing things from the comics. They are changing it up a little bit. They're trying to make it exciting because people don't want to watch the same thing that you've already read. So they're changing it up a little bit. You know, they're trying to make it more exciting, and I think that that's what they're doing. I don't think that it should have been Laurel. I think that I think it would have been fine if it had been Samantha or William. Oh god. Sorry. Anyways, but however, I did think there was some suspicion when I saw that headstone picture, and because they said it was William or Samantha, but Felicity was really upset about it, and I could never understand why she would be upset. You know, um, I just don't understand why she would be so upset about that. But that is my take on it. Just write in the comments what you think about this whole thing. Be sure to like this video if you like the video, and don't forget to subscribe. So let me know what you think about this whole Laurel dying situation. So bye guys.